Hello,
Boom.
everyone, and welcome back to Scotch Malt Whiskey of America. I am Jenna Eli, for those of you who do not know me, and I am with my trusty colleague. What's your name?
I'm Scott, if you don't know me. If not, it's right down there at the bottom of the...
There you go. And we are here for the June Outturn preview tasting. I feel like we haven't really stopped for the last couple of weeks. Like May was absolutely insane. And we're like, oh yeah, June, we're going to be able to like take a breath and put our feet up. And no, we are not, because the whiskey just keeps coming. And so tonight we are going to preview 6 whiskeys that are going to be coming out tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So very excited to be here.
Real quick, not final push, but another push. So I feel like our festival bottles, Ben and I talked about this the other night. It's kind of like we pull out all the stops with our festival bottles. And in May, we had all 5 regions: Lowlands, Spacesides, Highlands, Campbelltowns, and Isla. We just had phenomenal casks come out. And I think that's something the UK does a great job on, is picking those casks that stand out from the others. But it's continued on. We had our 2 Father's Day bottles, and they're available on the website. But 9-year-old 10.232 down at the Harbor, and 19-year-old 44.160 Me Gusta Mucho. But these are both phenomenal bottles. It's kind of like we just continued those festival releases right into Father's Day releases. And it even continues tonight into the whiskeys that we're doing, because there's some darn good whiskeys in here tonight.
There are.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, there definitely are. I had the pleasure of tasting through all of these last night with some awesome people down in Tampa. And I have to say that if you're watching and you were at the tasting yesterday, like the Tampa group is just so rad. Like I left that tasting, and as soon as I got home at like 10 o'clock last night, I even told my husband, I was like, everyone there is so freaking cool. Like every single person who came to that tasting is just so awesome. Like I had so much fun tasting whiskey with everyone there. It was just a great time. So big hello to everyone down in Tampa. We got into a little banter about you, Scott. So I have to tell you about that later.
All right. Good. I like Scott Banner.
Yeah.
Banter. Quick roll. Let's go through and look through several people tuning in already, but quick roll call for those that are here. Mamuka, 1977. Stewart of Butte. A. Moore. T. Roy. Matt. Trevor Dunbar. Trevor says, hello, everybody. Great to be here for another Outturn. The Curious George. I love that name.
I know, I do too. I hope he wears a big yellow hat or they wear a big yellow hat when they're drinking whiskey.
Yeah. JT Justin is here. Whiskey Goodness. Did I say the Whiskey Franco? GCap, George Kaplan is here. He says Festivus season. I replied, a Festivus for the rest of us. Carl Zager. Mark JG, Mark Goins. How you doing, Mark? All right, that's just a small one. We got a few people tuning in. That's just those that are commenting. More are watching. But
yeah, we had 3 in-person Outturn preview tastings yesterday. DC, Tampa, and Mayor Whiskey Goodness hosted for us out in Oakland. And then there are Outturn preview tastings happening now in New York and Minneapolis, Los Angeles, Seattle, and Chicago. So busy.
How many people did you have at Tampa last night?
We had about 25 last night. So
good turnout.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So excited to do it all over again.
And you've got a little deeper look at these. I've poured them. I sampled them earlier today. They've been getting some air, but I wouldn't say I've had an in-depth look at them yet.
All right. Well, and then tonight we do have to pick our virtual drams bottle for our virtual drams tasting at the end of the month. And so I think we kind of have an idea of what we may want to do, just kind of based on paper, and kind of what we've tasted, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then lastly, at the end of this, we have a surprise for you. So you guys gotta hang out with us, because there's a surprise that's coming with the June Outturn. And
I love surprises.
I do too.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
Oh, how do you, Scott? Read your emails.
Nothing good ever came from reading emails.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yes, we do have a surprise. So I think we've talked enough.
Are we ready to just get right into it? You bet.
Let's just do it.
All right. Starting off. Good juicy oak and vanilla here. Cask 1.265.
No,
this
is a light and delicate, I think.
Is it light and delicate?
It's a light and delicate.
Did I misread the color? Let me look real quick. So I'll have to fix the banner too. I thought it was a juicy oak and vanilla. Maybe it is a.
Yeah, it's a. Oh yeah, my camera's up here now. I know you can't tell, but it is.
Oh no, it is light and delicate. All right.
Juicy oak vanilla, and then it's a light and delicate, which I don't think it should be. I think it should be a juicy oak and vanilla, but
I did. Yeah, when I was tasting it, matter of fact, I thought, wow, that's a perfect juicy oak and vanilla. Some people can't tell the difference between peat and heavily peated. Apparently, I can't tell the difference between juicy oak and vanilla and light and delicate.
That the peat and heavily peated, I have to be like, what color am I actually looking at right now?
So, Oma at the cinema. What is Oma?
Like Oma, like grandma.
Oma? Is that a nickname for grandma?
I believe so.
Grandma at the cinema?
My kid calls me Oma, but I think she would spell that with a U and not a But Oma, I believe, is grandma.
Huh, all right. First fill, ex-bourbon barrels on this one. Space Cider, of course, 9-year-old from distillery number 1, 58.3% ABV. Will be all of these available tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, $120 for this one. And I think everything tonight is 700 milliliter bottle format as well.
They are correct. I have to tell you, just complete transparency here. I on paper, I was not expecting much on this whiskey. I'm going to be completely honest, but I will tell you that I am so that's my favorite thing about being with the society is I get all of these foot and mouth moments, right? Where I'm like, oh, this is going to taste like you do it, right? You read the labels, you read the tasting notes, and you're like, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And then I love when it's none of those things. I love when it is just a total shock. And this whiskey definitely did that for me. Was not expecting it to be this fantastic. I'm completely honest, but I freaking love this whiskey.
Yeah, and the nose. So I went into it thinking juicy oak and vanilla, and I thought even on the nose and the palate, classic example of juicy oak and vanilla.
I agree.
And it's so the nose is just so citrusy and light and sweet and vanilla, light oaks. Wow.
I get if you made a lemon coconut, vanilla, tart, custard tart. There's all of those aromas. There's crust, a graham cracker crust note in there that I get. I mean, it's it's light, it's bright. It's like summer whiskey. This whiskey is just the perfect summer whiskey on the nose.
Yep. And George, we don't say what the name of the distillery is, so I can't use that great pronunciation that I have for this one. Maybe later when we're talking about another whiskey, maybe I'll mention it. I don't know.
I mean, this definitely sparkles in the glass.
Yeah.
George, I'm trying to help you out.
Whiskey Goodness was that your tasting last night. Nose had a lot of citrus.
No, he hosted in Oakland.
Oh, okay. That's Mayor. Got it. Woo. Oh yeah, 25 in Oakland too. I see you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of dustiness on the nose. I'll get into. I see you just took a sip.
I did. Sorry. I didn't wait for you. I know.
I see that coconut that you're referencing. Kind of a toasted coconut almost.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Like if Bart and I have it down, like if one of us is sipping, the other is talking. And then when one is done sipping, then the other one takes a sip. That way there's never dead air.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. I'm not like you. You got to tell me these things. Here I am, like patiently waiting for you to like taste it so I can hear what you have to say.
No, I would agree with the toasted coconuts, citrusy, vanillas, light oaks. And it really, I've said this quite a bit with the festival drams and whiskeys, but this one feels older than 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that. And I believe last night, you know, because we do our tastings blind at the Outturn preview tastings, and there were people who thought that this was older than 9 years old. Just by, I mean, it's viscous. It has like great weight to it, which I really like. I think that's so important in a really good whiskey. And this is just like creamy and viscous and just like heavy on the palate. And I think nose and palate match really beautifully on this whiskey. Again, those coconuts, those lemons, that like vanilla, that like cookie graham cracker crust, you know, on that tart.
Yeah.
And there's a nice like grassiness to this whiskey that I really like. Like it really does just taste like summer in a glass. I haven't read the actual tasting notes. And
I haven't yet either. I don't I try to avoid the tasting notes till we're in here. And I like to see how many times we line up and kind of match
right
what the tasting notes are.
Yeah. I'm so impressed with this whiskey. I have to say, I don't know. This could be a contender for virtual drams. I have to say, because this is now the second time I've tasted this and it's really good.
I want to say, I got a hint. I thought strawberry rhubarb, but I don't know about rhubarb because rhubarb is usually you really get kind of a funky, tangy, savory type note. So it's not necessarily rhubarb, but it's definitely kind of a strawberry, earthy rhubarb.
I just took a sip of water. Didn't add water, but I did take a sip of water.
I thought you said did you say you added water?
No, don't get it twisted. But I can see like after you eat like a fruit roll up, which and then like that flavor like in your mouth after you like 10 minutes after you've eaten a fruit roll up, like that soft strawberry, like fruity kind of profile that's like left on your palate. I did get a little bit of that after I took a sip of water. So definitely see where you're going there with that one. But man, I'm into this.
Yeah, this is it's very surprising, like you said, and doesn't feel 9 years old. Could be juicy oak and vanilla.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't see too many light and delicates though either. So.
You don't. Yeah. And when I first tasted this, I was like, I would not put this in light and delicate. I think it's much weightier and just like bold, you know, than a lighter, delicate style of whiskey. I think this is definitely like very flavor forward. And again, like that viscosity just like anchors all of that flavor on your palate. It's really good.
So I've got a drop of water on mine now. I'll let you decide if you're going to add water or not. Mamuka says usually gets a lot fruitier with the water. No, don't let peer pressure get to you. I quit giving into peer pressure like 2 years ago.
It's for you. It's not peer pressure. I'm doing it for you. All right. I can't say too much has changed on the nose with a little bit of water.
Palate, maybe a little bit of a marshmallow now, more creamy marshmallow. I don't know if it got fruitier or juicier. I think that's all kind of still in there, still the same. There's some green apple. I think that was there before. That was neat. I don't think maybe water brought that out. It's a little bit tangier with the water on the finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with a little water, I get like that sharp green apple, and like basically like an unbaked green apple pie. There's like, it's actually, I have to go back now that I've tasted it. There was like a little bit of spice, like a cinnamon, very subtle, like very subtle cinnamon spice kind of thing on the nose. And now that I've taken a sip of it, now it's like all I can think about is like freshly cut green apples with a little bit of cinnamon dusted on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah.
This is good.
It's what?
It's good. I really like this.
The whiskey Franco, you see his comment. What about with higher proof bourbons in the high 60s, Jenna? Do you still not add water? Jenna does not add water to anything.
I do. Actually, I did it a couple nights ago, or like last week, I added a little water. And even my husband like looked at me. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "I don't know. I just want a little bit of. I just want to taste it. I like it better with water." There are some whiskeys that I do like better with a little bit of water, but most of the time, I don't. It like has to be like a mood thing. Like I don't want anything high proof, or I don't know. Sometimes some whiskeys I'm just like, this is like a little too sharp. Let's soften the edges a little bit. But yeah.
Trevor Dunbar. Scott and or Jenna, have you ever had a whiskey that was an instant nope, not drinking that? Not from us. I have had a couple of bottles.
I do have some out in just the whiskey world.
Yeah.
I have tasted, and I was that literally that is my nope. Nope.
Yeah. Most of the time they're younger, smaller new craft bourbon distilleries that just try to push out product too quick. Way too early. But
yeah, I have to say that my most recent one was a bourbon. But from a kind of famous-ish distillery. But I don't like to talk bad about whiskeys because not everybody has the same palate, and I would never want to steer somebody away from tasting anything that I live with. So
we forgot to show the color, and I got a piece of white paper because of Jenna.
Look at us. We're so professional. I love it.
Okay, 2 drops of water here. Let's just see if anything changed, and we'll move on to the next one. You can read if you want to take a look at the tasting notes.
Let's do it. I'm curious why they call it Oma at the cinema. I'm curious if there's like a popcorn maybe thing going on in here, like I don't know. Let's see. All right, so the tasting notes say toffee, coconut, and apple crumble. Okay. Pretty close. We got the apple, the coconut. Toffee, coconut, and apple crumble arrived with floral notes and toasted grains, while marzipan, popcorn, there it is, didn't get popcorn, and beeswax were joined by some dry stone fruits. Yeah. So the beeswax I can get, maybe that's like the texture, that viscosity. It is quite, like I said, weighty on the palate. I didn't get popcorn. There's only one whiskey I've actually ever gotten popcorn in.
I get a lot of bourbons.
Yeah?
Yeah, like a buttered popcorn. Yeah, I don't get it too often with scotch.
Yeah, well, mine is a scotch. And it rhymes with the boogie, man. Boogie. Boogie, man. We celebrated, the day was celebrated yesterday, which I didn't celebrate because, but that's all I can say. I get better popcorn on that whiskey.
2 drops of water has almost brought out more oak in this and almost making it feel even older. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Weirdly, yes. All right. So it's still nice, light, citrusy, tropical notes though as well.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a great bottle from distillery number 1.
Yeah, I agree. Like really, really impressed with that. And I think if you're looking for just a solid summer whiskey, like that's just bright on the palate, this is a great pick for something like that for the hot weather ahead. Great.
All right. Hello, number 2.
Number 2.
Say hello to number 2.
Ooh, ABV on this is punchy.
89.17. Keep nosing. 9-year-old, spicy and dry, Speyside, Second fill barrel. There it is. 67.5% ABV. Will be available for $110.
Yeah, this was the one when I saw the lineup that I was most excited to taste.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a few different reasons. One, I've never had anything from this distillery from the society. At least going back in my records, I don't, in like my inventory, I don't think I've ever had. This is the first whiskey from this distillery, or from the society, that I've tasted. And I was just curious how that, in combination with an incredibly high ABV, would translate. So I was eager to taste this one.
I've got it marked off, so I've had Distillery 89 in the past.
Okay.
I
didn't grab paper. Oh, I have a little piece.
Really?
So I can do some of them.
About what you'd expect. 9 years, second fill barrel.
Yeah, it's golden. Whew. I have no nose hairs now. Whew.
All right.
On the nose, it's a little spicy. But I get like big butterscotch on the nose of this. Like a butterscotch covered apple.
We had a lot of spicy. Not just like, I mean, there is like black pepper, but it's also other. I mean, it's herbal.
There is a nice herbal element to this.
Yeah. This is the one. I've got an interesting note for Jenna. Well, for everybody watching on this one.
It's not a secret. Everyone's here. Yeah, this is kind of like a butterscotch covered like candied apple in like a damp forest. There's a kitty cat outside my window. Sorry, I got distracted.
Apparently the dogs haven't seen it yet.
No, they're not in here. Yeah, it's like there's a little damp earth in this that I like.
That's some of the. I was thinking spicy pepper and other spices, but a little bit of it's an earthiness, herbal. A little bit different. I'm just trying to suss some of it out, as I say.
It's the nose of this is very like perfumed. It's like sandalwoody and like
sandalwood.
Yeah, like sandalwood, like a little of that like vetiver, like earth, butterscotch. I don't know. After you get past the like heat of the nose, it is quite lovely. I was, when I first went through it, I was like, why did they call it keep nosing? And here I am. Just wanted to keep going back and keep nosing this one.
I'm looking for a fruitiness or something I can call out, but I don't really get anything sweet or fruity.
This is more on like the natural herbal, like that
maybe a little nuttiness on the nose.
Yeah, it's like a little musky.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another cat outside my window. Oh my gosh, it's a party out there. Oh, maybe it's about to be a duel.
The old Disney movie Aristocats.
Something's going on out there.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Boy, that is full. Also, again, I can't believe another 9-year-old. This is the note. This is Thanksgiving in a glass. This should be released for a Thanksgiving bottle. I got it like an herbal sage note up front, and it transitioned into this kind of meaty, dry. And I thought turkey with stuffing, cranberry sauce. And I was just thinking, this is Thanksgiving in a glass.
I swished it. I was talking to Scott before we jumped on because when he tastes whiskey and he swishes it like mouthwash, and I was like, I can't do that. And I was like, but this go round, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to swish them all. That is really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
After my tears have dried after swishing. Yeah, I agree. This would make a really fantastic like fall whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost like now that you've like said Thanksgiving, it's like I'm like tasting cranberry sauce and turkey, like I'm tasting all those things. There's definitely an element of that, and I really like that sage note that you called out, because I'm with you on that. There is like it's just like a grassy, herbal, meaty, just like, yeah, it tastes like fall, crunchy, like dried leaves, and tastes like all of those things.
Bready. I mean, like stuffing. Yeah, I mean, and like, turkey meat, just kind of a light, seasoned, not a real hefty meatiness, but light. And it's immediately when I tasted it, that was what came to mind, and it still does now. And it's just from start to finish, just beautiful.
And it's funny, I'm trying to figure out where that, like, I definitely get the spice element of this, but I'm like, where's the dry, right? Like, where's that dry quality? And like, as I'm talking, I can feel the moisture like in my palate, just kind of like, quickly going away. Like you're like at the dentist and that thing they stick in your mouth that sucks all the water out. I'm kind of getting a little bit of that sensation like in my cheeks. So I think as that finish, it's a long finish, as that just kind of lingers on, I can kind of feel that dry quality of this whiskey coming in, and it's very good.
Yeah. Spicy, definitely, but I agree it's not as dry as some of the other spicy and dries that we've had. I just added a drop of water to it, so let's kind of see. Maybe that'll bring out. Sometimes water will bring out, to me, more fruitiness, or sometimes it helps release those oak tannins. That's usually in an older whiskey too, at 9 years old. Let's see what happens here. But it did happen with the distillery #1 though too, that we just tasted. 2 rounds of water with it really kind of made almost more of the oak show, with it.
I have to say, with water, it's way drier. That makes no sense to say that. With more water, it's dry. That sounds crazy, but I'm definitely getting more of that like dry kind of tannic like sensation on my palate with the water. And I added a good amount of water. Like it wasn't just a drop. Like I added a pretty good dose.
Yeah. This one's at 67% ABV. This one's going to take it.
Yeah.
Take some water. Yeah, really, it is the oak. Again here, the oak is really setting in on the finish, and man, those oak tannins are really holding on, not fading out at all. It's still back here. It's still burning.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it helped with the ABV and smoothed it down, but on this finish, it's actually pushing that finish further, and just really kind of showing it. My back of my tongue is still on fire here a little bit.
Yeah. And I have to say though, that like, even though the ABV is quite high on this whiskey, there's a lot of flavor to unpack here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. And this is like one of those whiskeys that's really cool because you can have it at, neat at this very high, ABV, or you can add a drop of water. You can add 2 drops of water. You could probably add a whole tablespoon of water to this and still be good. Like you're going to get so many different experiences inside of this one bottle, which I think is so cool. And I love the spicy and dry flavor profile.
I do too. Yeah. There's some
profile.
Yeah. I mean, there's some, there's some creepers in there that you just don't expect to be just phenomenal whiskeys and a really nice palate.
Yeah. I feel like, looking back at what the few spicy and dry whiskeys that I do have, it's like the common like theme of those whiskeys is they're just like very big whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very big, bold, dense kind of whiskeys. And I think that this fits the bill. And I think this is a perfect flavor profile for it.
2 rounds of water here. I'm going to throw in some tobacco, a lot of tobacco here with water on this one. Everything else still there though. Wow.
I could see that.
Probably, with this one starting out at 67, 2 rounds of water, I think it's got to where my palate prefers this one here. But wow. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Tasting notes?
Oh, yes. Sorry. So this says aromas of mint and menthol join cumin, herbs, and caraway in a sticky sweet syrup alongside butterscotch and tea leaves. So we weren't like too far off.
Yep. You got the butterscotch. I had the herbal notes and some of those other spices there. Couldn't quite put a finger on, but yeah.
Yeah, I like the tea leaf kind of note. I think that's pretty spot on. So
a little bit of black tea.
Yeah, like black tea note. Yeah. I really like that.
We had a question a little bit ago. We were talking, but someone will know if this was the highest ABV. No, I mean, it's up there. We've had some. JT points out that the CW 2.1 was 68.6. Two middle fingers of scotch was pretty high, though, too.
Yeah, and I think GCap is in there if he's still here. I think he knows what the highest one was. Was it like happiness is a warm bung? Or maybe it was. Do you have that one? Isn't that one like 68?
Got it right here.
What's the ABV on that one?
68.5.
Well, I can't remember. But I think it was like in the 68.
Yeah, 68.5 was happiness is a warm bung.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 58. Sorry.
No, 68. Yep. You just spot on.
I think that is, at least since I've been with the society, I think that is the highest. But it's close. So,
all right.
Wow. All right. Shall we?
Time for another piece of my homemade sourdough bread. And say hello to number 3.
Number 3. Shall I introduce this one?
You bet. This was one I'd like to say too. When just talking ahead of time, we thought, well, maybe this is a virtual jams contender.
Really like this one. Really like this distillery. So this is Cask 59.69 exotic tantalization. Am I saying that correctly? Mm-hmm. I asked everybody yesterday. I was like, I don't know if I'm saying this right. This is a 13-year that was in an ex-bourbon hogshead and then went into a second fill ex-red wine barrique. And typically our ex-red wine barriques are ex-Spanish red wine from the Rioja region. So very, very excited for this one. Now looking at the tasting notes.
JT wants to know when I'll release the sourdough recipe. Buy the tartine bread, sourdough bread book. Tartine bread is the name of it. I watched a couple different episodes on Netflix, different shows about sourdough bread, and one of them had Tartine Bread Company. Looking online, they have a book out as well. Followed it to the T. It's quite the process. Once you figure it out, it's simple. It does take some time, but makes some really good bread.
You're just making all kinds of stuff over there. I love it.
Jenna bought the tartine bread book, but she hasn't dived in.
I haven't
into it yet.
I've not done it yet.
Oh, floral. I got a little bit of
I love this whiskey. Super, just so pleased with this.
Very perfumey.
Very perfumey, yes.
Wow.
But it's like,
ooh. That's a unique nose. I mean, that's a very floral, fruity.
Yep.
Tangy, sour fruit, sour candy, type. Definitely different than the spicy and dry we just came from.
Yes. This one is, I don't know if on the nose, if I would put this in spicy and dry, by just purely nosing it, because it is very perfumed. It's like being in a flower shop inside of like the Selfridges perfume department or something. Mm-hmm. Like it's And it smelled like, I knows this whiskey, and it just, I feel like it kind of like takes me back in time. Like there's something about this whiskey that I just imagine like a different era would smell like. That's kind of weird to say, but I don't know. I want to be in vintage clothing and like sitting in France somewhere, just drinking this whiskey. I don't know. Sorry. I'm getting into it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I was trying because I'm trying to think. I mean, there's definitely it's like a lotion, but I'm trying to think. It's not lavender lotion. It's not coconut lotion. It's something more expensive. I mean, it smells like if you had a spa sample of a lotion, or you went to a spa and you got a massage, or you had lotion, and it was some exotic type herb that the lotion was.
I don't know. I kind of thought of that. There was like an old school like baby lotion. It was in like a pink bottle. I had like a round kind of top. And I can't remember. I don't think it was like, it may have been just like Johnson & Johnson or something, but there's like a note. Like as you said that was like the first thing I thought of. But I don't know, it just smells like old and like perfumed and floral, but there is just like an age about it on the nose that I'm getting. I don't know. This one is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nose.
Warren Buffett asked, is tonight's YouTube preview the same lineup as the in-person tastings? We're 3 for 3. Yeah, we do the same on YouTube as we do for the in-person tastings. So
sometimes we'll throw a curveball in there, but we weren't able to do that this time.
A purple? Is that what you said?
A curveball.
Oh, a curveball. I was like, there goes Jenna with her spicy and sweet again.
Oh yeah, we don't have spicy and sweet today, do we?
We don't. Nope. All right.
And JT asked if it's like copper tone. No, it's not like it's not like sunscreen. There's not, it's like I don't know. Scott kind of hit it on the nose. It's like it smells very expensive. And it has like, you can get, I get a lot of age on the nose of this. And it's like floral, perfumed, and like elegant, and just.
I'm calling virtual drams.
Yes.
Virtual drams.
Okay, I'm going in.
This is spicy and dry is an interesting profile for this one, because this is sweet, fruity, and mellow to me. I mean, this one is that red wine barrique. Very nice influence here. Beautiful influence here, I would say. This is, I'm going to have to take another sip to get into tasting notes, but that first one really blew me away. It was just, it was more than I was expecting.
I agree. Virtual drams. This is it. This is the bottle. I swished it. Okay, I'm getting like, I'm still kind of hanging on to this like age. It just tastes vintage to me. Like I'm a lover of all things. I love vintage. I love like that smell of just like old buildings and wood and clothes and that like musty kind of just old smell. And I'm getting that. Like it tastes like I'm in like a haunted, abandoned like school. And there's like desk and pencils that have just been like withering away in this like very dusty old classroom. Like there's a classroom element to this, like pencil shaving and like wood polish. And I don't know, this whiskey just really paints a picture for me.
I don't know about the old school part. Pencil shavings, I like Bubblicious. Some people said bubble. I'm thinking that old pink bubble gum, that Bubblicious.
Yeah.
The first note that I got though on the second sip was papaya, a really nice exotic kind of tropical fruit came out. That's probably some of that red wine barrique influence. But this Vintage is good as well. A descriptor for this one. It feels, I mean, older.
It does.
It's smooth as a little bit lower at 54.5%, but neat. This one is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. I think this is like, and to kind of go back to that, like that tea kind of note, but it's like a dry tea. I don't know. I feel like I'm just sitting in like
Wow.
an old, dusty, vintage 1950s, like dress in an old, creepy school, abandoned school. And there's like pencil shavings and pencils and books and paper and like old, just like wood polish. And there's like a dusty element to this that I really like. I don't know. I'm into this.
Question about if we know what kind of wine. No, all we have is red wine. I went to the official product page. We just know red wine.
So typically, at least the last time I checked, that our red wine breeds typically come from the Rioja region of Spain. So ex-Spanish red wine. So that's going to be my guess that this is ex-Spanish red wine. And even the color. Did we do a color?
We did not.
Hold on, let me put more in here and I'll show you.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll show it in color.
No, this one,
Oh.
very surprising on the palate. Toasted notes all over.
Just like a hue.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty accurate. You would expect, I think, from a red or a red wine barrique that maybe it would have some dirtif notes to it or some deep, rich, and dried fruit color notes, and it doesn't.
This is just like a hue.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Ooh.
I put the wrong whiskey in my. I had the other.
I was looking, it's still, yours is going to be pretty close because it's still.
Hold on.
She's just saying she poured the wrong whiskey to show the color.
I did. Hold on.
She has not been tasting the wrong whiskey.
No, I've not been tasting the wrong whiskey. I just poured it the wrong one too. All right, this is the real one. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so close.
I mean, the other one still looked like it.
Yeah. Maybe like kind of at the top, it's like a little, I don't know. It's close.
Exotic notes, the papaya, melon, a little bit of lime, pina colada.
I like Trevor's comment that he loves the creepy old school description. I'm literally picturing my 1917 built high school and how it smelled during the summer. Yes, like that. It's like, I don't know what that smells like. I don't know, but you do know what it smells like. I'm on board with that one, Trevor.
All right, drop of water on mine here at 54.5%. Let's see what happens.
I'll add a little water with you since I poured all this whiskey.
More of the tropical notes, sweeter, even honeyed almonds. Like those, I use charcuterie board a lot here, but charcuterie board without the meats and the cheeses, but you always have like some different nuts on there and some honeycomb. But there's always like, roasted, salted almonds.
Yeah.
Those bigger almonds. I forget what the name of them are. They're made. Someone watching will know. Yeah, there's actually a name. There's like these little almonds. They're a little bit bigger than other almonds. Serve them a lot on charcuterie boards.
I just keep thinking of like a Jordan almond. But that's like
Jordan?
that's like covered in like chocolate and candy shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just those roasted, salted almonds and honeycomb with water and the tropical notes. Very nice. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm super into this. I really, with a little bit of water, I added a little bit of water. I could see that honeycomb kind of note, but like a honeycomb that fell into the dust of the creepy old school, and then he picked it up and ate it. Like there's like a really nice, just like dusty sawdust, like pencil shaving-y thing happening with this whiskey that I just really like. And yeah, super, super stoked for this one.
Yeah. Yep. Very nice.
We were talking about before that this is one of 2 distilleries in Scotland. The other one is Inchdarney that has a mash filter instead of a mash tun, which is really cool. And Scott and I got to see one of those in action when we visited the Waterford distillery out in Ireland. They have one of those. Typically, they're used for brewing. And Waterford has one because it was an old Guinness brewing plant. But super, super cool way to extract all of that wort from the mash. Just like a big, long, like rectangle that has like plates in it, and that mash is pumped through, and then they use compressed air to push all of that mash in between those plates that have like a filter in between them. And it's just like a more efficient way to do it, and you get less water stuck in the, mash at the end. So super cool. So fun fact.
Yep. You remember more of the process there than I do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Marcona almonds. That was it. That's the ones I was trying
Oh gosh. Yeah, I would not have guessed that.
Borderlander. Yep.
I would not.
Yeah. Neat and with water. This is delicious either way. I think water did bring out some more of those tropical notes and stuff with it. So to each their own here.
Maybe it's yeah. I can get as I'm talking, I could see the tropical thing as it's just kind of like evolving on my palate. I would say like if I had to pick a tropical fruit, like I'm almost getting more of like a pineapple.
Yeah.
Like a subtle whisper of pineapple.
Mine's like a tropical fruit juice. I mean, it's just like papaya, cantaloupe, watermelon. Watermelon's not tropical, but the different melons, papaya, and kiwi. I love it.
Yeah. So this is it. This is the virtual Drams bottle. So if you want to taste this with us at the end of the month. No, we're calling.
Oh, all right.
I know we still have, oh my gosh, we still have 3 more whiskeys to taste.
Yeah. It's like, do we need to wait? No, we're calling it. Okay.
Okay, fine. It's still up. But this is
95%.
Exactly. All right.
Woo. Exotic tantalization is what I would say.
Tantalization.
All right. And say hello
to number 4.
Little palate cleanser. There we go.
Wow. This has a pink hue. Why would this have a pink hue? Oh, yeah, look, we're both doing it.
I got to figure out which way to move my paper.
There's a little pink to this. So this is Cask 95.58 Sunny Beach with hot sand. This is a 15-year that was in an ex-bourbon hogshead and then went into a second fill ex-port barrique. Very exciting at 59.1% ABV and our sweet, fruity, and mellow flavor profile. I did not read the tasting notes on the last whiskey.
Oh yeah, do that.
Louise.
Go back to the before we get started. Do the exotic tantalization.
All right, I'm gonna read the tasting notes really quick on the last whiskey. We're just confusing you all tonight. So this says my southern accent's now coming out. This says tantalizing teasers of waxed fruits, honey, heather, gorse, apricot, Danish, and cinnamon. Exotic flavors of truffle, walnut, and orange oil. Interesting.
I'll bring out the Kansas accent just to match you.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll see your southern accent. I'll match
right.
it. A little Kansas.
All right. Let's do it. Ooh.
Oh. All right. That was very interesting as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but berries.
Okay.
marshmallow, toasted, burnt marshmallow. It's a s'more that was over the fire too long. Sweet. There's a lot of sweetness on it.
I'm getting like, I don't know, this one's got me a little flustered on the nose. Maybe I need a coffee bean it. Hold on.
Did you introduce this one? I was showing the color. Did you go through the? Okay,
I did. Yep. And then we went back.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So.
Wow. I mean, it's sweet, fruity, and mellow profile on the nose on this one, with some toasted notes, berries, cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon and nutmeg.
Huh. This to me almost smells like, you know, like when you do make an apple pie and you cut up the apples and you do the like cinnamon sugar on it so they kind of like macerate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This almost is like, I want to say like if you did like raspberry, blackberry, and then there's like a purple grape note I'm getting on the nose. And I'm like, at first, when I first got it, I was like, no. And then like, I just kept, it's like, I get this like purple grape note with like sugar and like cinnamon on it, but like raw sugar, like that big grainy kind of sugar. Weird.
Replying to a comment here real quick.
All right. I'm going to taste it really quick.
Yep.
Are you answering Boo?
I was going to Boo Ryan. Sorry, I didn't put in at Boo Ryan on that one.
In Wichita. Wichita. You got to put like a "all" at the end.
Wichita.
All
right, you went in on the palate. Let me go. I'm still.
I did swish this one though. I guess I gotta go back and do a swish. I think this is perfect in sweet, fruity, and mellow. I will say.
I get like a
pinpoint those flavors.
I've been buying this it's a 4-berry, like preserves or jam. It's like 4 different berries here, but toasted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's up front to me, but cinnamon, nutmeg still, nuttiness. Looking to just to differentiate some of those notes.
Okay. I can definitely see like the berry, like fruit tart kind of note, but I'm still getting that like grape, purple grape, like, and not like artificial grape, what you think of like grape flavor, but like one of those, like a witch finger, you know, like the witch's fingers, that like kind of long purple grapes. I'm getting that note in this whiskey. Like when you eat, I love grapes. So when you eat a lot of those like purple grape, there's like that's all I can get on the nose and palate of this.
I trust your judgment on all of this, except for the last time you sent some samples over, you included these Spanish fruit, dried fruit that had like jalapeno in them as well.
I did. I sent you and Tom liked it. He messaged me and he was like, "This is the weirdest thing I've ever had, but I like it."
I know. It was weird, but I didn't want the another one.
I love those things. Yeah. Okay. Are you getting like some pulparindo vibes?
No, but no, I was just thinking, no. I mean, usually you're spot on with that stuff. That's why I say I trust you until you sent me those.
That's funny. Did you
I
like
forget some of those other like wafer cookies and things that you've sent or have been delicious. But yeah, I saw those and I thought, oh, dehydrated fruit, that's pretty good. That's what I want. I kind of feel like having. And I bit into it and I was like, what is it?
That's hilarious. I love those things. Yeah, I always try to send something kind of fun. But did you you ate the brownie brittle?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That stuff
Definitely
is
brownie brittles killer.
It's so good.
Okay, I would go. And speaking of brownie brittle, a little bit of brownie brittle here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It is really fruity, I have to say. I'm getting like a lot of fruit on this. And like I could see like maybe like a strawberry dipped in chocolate kind of note, or like a, like a chocolate fondue situation with a bunch of different types of fruit. I would even go as far as saying dipping that purple grape, that witch's finger, into a little bit of chocolate. I feel like the nose reads a little sweeter than the palate. Like on the nose, I think I expected it to be a little sweeter on the palate, but it's more like natural sweetness. That I don't know if that really makes sense, but like the nose smells a little more like sweetness, whereas like the palate's more of like a natural sweetness, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. The nose, I think, came off a little bit lighter and sweeter than what the palate actually is. Even though sweet, fruity, and mellow is still a good profile here. Yeah. Nice influence here from that port. Surprisingly, a port barrique we've got, and not a port butt.
No butts here.
Or port pipe. Sorry.
Yes, I'm thinking. Yes, a pipe. No pipes. No butts or pipes here. Just barriques.
Got a drop of water on mine. No change. Don't even notice anything different with it. What's our ABV on this one here? We're at
59.1, which
wow.
This doesn't drink like 59.1.
No, it doesn't. I thought we were back down about that 54 range.
Yeah, I would put this in like the low to mid 50s ABV wise if I had to take a guess, like tasting this blind.
So I think with port matured whiskeys, a lot of times I get those berries, the strawberries, the raspberries. That's all here, but it still has a little bit more kind of toasted note to it. A little bit spicier even than I think we see a lot of times with port. Let's do a second drop of water.
The tasting notes are quite interesting on this one.
Before you go there, I'll add there's a little bit of meatiness, a little bit of savoriness.
Oh, okay. Like beef jerky note?
No, I wasn't thinking beef jerky. I was thinking more Italian meat, salami.
Yeah.
Prosciutto, ham.
Doesn't taste like Slim Jims.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
So the tasting notes say golden sultanas, dried papaya, and poached peaches merged with cream caramel, cinnamon, dusted egg custard, and smoked beef jerky. Yeah. I'm not getting like smoked in it, but
ooh. 2 rounds of water actually opening this one up a little bit.
Don't tell me it tastes like Slim Jims.
Snap into a Slim Jim. I do love the it's not Slim Jim. Who has all the different commercials with like the Bigfoot, Sasquatch and stuff where he like shows up and yeah, it's not Slim Jim. It's another one of the meat sticks.
I don't know.
Commercials.
A Slim Jim. Oh gosh. I don't know. I feel like in some of the other port,
that's it,
like kind of finished whiskeys I've had, this doesn't seem to be as like rich on the palate. Like this is a little bit brighter and lighter and like again, like very much so sweet, fruity, and mellow. Oh, I think you got your answer.
Yep, Jack Links. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna taste this one more time.
Do it. All right. Piece of bread. I'm ready for number 5.
Oh my gosh. All right, water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you introduce this one for obvious reasons.
Just a little a teaser here. We'll see if anybody can guess.
I can only imagine what flavor profile this is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll throw the banner up there if you want to introduce it. Oh, he's chewing his sourdough. Sorry.
I love the twisting cork and then the pop.
Yeah, it's a little more dramatic. These are very noisy corks, by the way. Like this batch of whiskeys, typically mine aren't this noisy.
41.150. What is it? A voluptuous vortex.
Voluptuous vortex.
15-year-old. My screen keeps scrolling past where I'm at here. Of course, deep, rich, and dried fruits. Boom.
There you go.
Speyside, 15 years old, ex-bourbon hogshead, and then transferred to a first fill ex-Oloroso hogshead. 60.9% ABV will be available for $170.
A lot of people like this at my tasting yesterday. Really enjoyed this whiskey.
Mm.
What is that face?
Well, no, there was the deep, rich, dried fruits nose, but there was a little bit of the perfumey lotion type that we had earlier.
Yeah. And I think it was Warren Buff who mentioned that the lotion that I was talking about earlier was like a Johnson & Johnson's like baby lotion. It almost had like a baby powder, like a powdery kind of note to it. Yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of that.
Luxardo cherries.
Ooh, yes. Great call.
I don't know if I've ever got it on the nose, though, where I've called out Luxardo cherries on the nose.
Great call.
I mean, I've gotten on the palate a lot.
Oh my gosh. That is like spot on.
It's almost like you've got the Luxardo cherries in the syrup in a pan on the oven, and it's kind of you're doing a reduction, and you're bringing, and the room smells like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Oh
my gosh, like all I can think of now, I want to eat one.
Oh.
But like a little more like not savory, but just like a little just like deeper and like richer of a profile. Like there's a little like, it's like a syrupy, woody thing happening on the nose. But man, Luxardo cherries is spot on.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all I can think of because it's really, wow. It's all over.
It's like if you like took that like pan of hot Luxardo cherries off the stove and then like poured it onto like a piece of just freshly polished wood. Like,
yep.
All of those, man. That's good stuff.
I just looked as well. This was 13 years ex-bourbon hogshead, 2 years in the first fill ex-Oloroso. So very nice. I think a pretty active cask here for 13 and 2. But great influence. Let's see on the palate.
Right. Cheers. That one's swishable. Oh man, that is good. Oh, does this need to be our virtual dramps bottle? I'm saying that about a Dirtiff.
We need to. We should keep it. I know it would be easy to compile was a list of what we've had as virtual drams.
Have we had a Durdiff yet?
I don't know. But have we had a spicy and dry yet?
Ooh, I don't know.
I know.
We got to go back and look and see.
All right. So fudge, dark caramels, dark fudge, dark chocolates, berries. Again, a berry reduction, just a nice raspberry drizzle on here. Spices with the cinnamons, nutmegs, oaks, nutty. And the Luxardo cherries as well. It's I think is it Applebee's has like a big piece of like chocolate pie or chocolate fudge with ice cream on it. And,
I think that this tastes like a Black Forest cake, like that hot cherry like drizzle on top. My mouth is watering thinking about that.
Wow.
Like it is like chocolate cake with like rich cherry syrup on top.
Yes.
Like maybe some toasted like nut, like shaved toasted like nut something on top. Like there's like a nutty kind of profile to this, but like chocolate cake, like moist, just rich chocolate.
Hot.
Oh my god.
Warm.
Like the lava cake. It's like the lava cake that you like bust open with like the hot cherry.
Oh yeah.
Like guts coming out. Oh my gosh. I gotta go. Like a good piece of like moist chocolate cake is one of my favorite things in the whole world. The whole world. And now that's all I want.
Yeah, I love that dark forest chocolate cake. Yep. And the
like
cherry drizzle on it. Rich. I'm just trying to branch out and bring in, okay, toffee, Heath Bar toffee.
I would say like as I'm talking and like those flavors are kind of still doing their thing on my palate, I'm getting like a freshness about this whiskey, like almost like a mint, like just clean, fresh kind of sensation on my palate. So like maybe it's like a big old piece of like moist, like Black Forest cake or like that chocolate lava cake with that just rich cherry drizzle. And then like a cool whipped cream with like a mint, one single like mint leaf on top.
I was just going to call out pine or mint or like Andes mint.
It's like on the finish though, like as I'm talking, my mouth is like cold and
yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds so freaking good now.
Have you ever been to a restaurant though? You eat, you check out, you pay at the table, they bring you the receipt, and on the deal that there's a couple little Andes mints depending on people's in. I love those. After a meal, and that's definitely what's going on. It's like you've had a full meal and you had your dessert, and then those Andes mints show up, and you have to eat them. The calorie count that they add is minimal compared to what you just devoured in the last hour.
Exactly.
So,
oh my gosh, this sounds. I gotta find some chocolate cake tomorrow. This just sounds. There's nothing else I can say about this whiskey. That is it.
Little bit of tobacco, a little bit of leather coming in now. You know what? I haven't even added water yet. I've got to. Whiskey Franco did our research for us. Thank you, Whiskey Franco. No Durdiff or spicy and dry yet. And then April was oily and coastal. March spicy and sweet. February juicy oak and vanilla.
Oh gosh.
So we can go. Maybe we flip a coin. We'll see.
Okay.
Ooh,
these are the two contenders, though. I think so far.
Yeah. Those are both very interesting. Very. Wow.
That is like, I'm leaning more towards this just because it's a Durdiff that I'm like kind of melting in my seat over. Dang it. Go.
But you've phased yourself out of dirt ifs, Jenna.
I don't know, man.
How can this happen?
This is really good. I think it's because I love chocolate cake so much that I mean, like I Bruce Trotter any chocolate cake that comes before me.
I think we've got to remember we've got to stay true to our roots, and that is Macallan 12. That's what brought us in or really opened our eyes.
I mean, mine was the 18.
Or okay, Macallan 18.
Which is technically a dirtif. That's probably dirtify.
It is, yeah. Just low ABV. Oh, it's a dirtif, but it's just low ABV.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we do this for nostalgia's sake and for chocolate cake's sake. And I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Hit the tasting notes on the bottle. I got a drop of water on mine here.
All right. So this says deep notes of figs, dried apricots, and plum syrup merged with spices and pomegranate, while Turkish delight and chocolate. Oh, I'm sorry. Turkish delight and chocolate combined. I don't know. This is Jenna. This one is pretty freaking good.
Yeah. Those both are that we're looking at the 59 as well. So
I know, like that's we may have to flip a coin.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. We still have one more whiskey to go anyway.
Mm-hmm. And no one can probably guess what profile it's going to be.
I mean, you have one of three choices.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
The very last one. If you throw the ticker up, I will introduce it. This is Cask 42.77 Smoke from a Burning Drum. Love that name. This is a 13-year Highland whiskey. And this was in a refill ex-bourbon hogshead at 58.3% ABV. Let me get my face out of here and maybe it will focus. There we go. This distillery has kind of some cool history. So at one point, it was closed for 4 decades, like 41 years. And during that time, it was used as like a canteen for soldiers in the war. It was used as like a cheese house. They like stored cheese in it. At one point, they took part of this distillery and converted it to like living quarters. Very cool history with this distillery. Only distillery in its location, which is also kind of cool. And here at the Society, we have 2 different numbers for this distillery: the unpeated version and then the peated version, I believe. Don't we? There's 2.
Well, is Tobermory would be the unpeated version of this distillery? Do they both get the 42 designation?
I think Tobermory has its own number.
That I'm not sure about, as you were.
Yeah, they
might. We might not have. It seems like we had an unpeated 42 a little bit ago.
Oh, maybe. Hold on, I'm gonna look.
Whiskey Goodness says nope, the same number.
It is the same number? Oh yeah, it is.
Rye M Legend, it does not. Yep. So they both fall, because a while back we had a 42 and it wasn't peated, which kind of surprised me because I was thinking, okay, well, 42 is
the peated one. That's interesting. That I wonder why we didn't give them separate numbers.
By the way, the OB bottling of the 21-year-old Tobermory is fantastic.
Same number.
All right. But anyway, back to this. Smoke from a Burning Drum. 13-year-old. Ooh.
Yeah.
Citrusy smoke. Now this is antiseptic or kind of cleaner smoke, more industrial.
Yeah.
medicinal.
Medicinal. That's what I was gonna say. Like I
Right.
get like iodine-y, like bandagey, hospital-y notes on this one.
Peanutty. Blind, I might think Distillery 53.
Yeah.
Citrusy, peaty. Oh, but I mean, until that antiseptic kind of cleaner smoke kicks in.
Yeah, this just there's a very coastal element to this. There's like a nice minerality to this whiskey. Yeah, like iodine, bandage, band-aid, minerality. Yeah, I'm definitely getting.
I've been really impressed with our 42 releases as well. But I'm a fan of that distillery.
Yeah. And there was a question similar to the recent 93 release. No, I felt like if you're talking about the single cask or the rare release from 93, I think the rare release from Distillery 93, I thought was a little more just like, I found that to be more industrial. I find this to be more medicinal, like antiseptic, iodine forward. Whereas that was like a little more like engine oil E. This one is a little cleaner on the nose.
It's got like a medicinal seaweed, almost like if you were in a sterile environment and you had seaweed that you were pulling some samples from.
Yeah. I really love the nose of this whiskey. Actually really like this whiskey.
Yeah.
But
and another one, OB is a 19-year-old from this distillery, Manzanilla Marsala cask that was gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. This whiskey is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely beautiful. I think nose and palate match really beautifully on this. It's medicinal. It's got like big minerality. It's almost salty.
Yeah.
There's a nice there's like a nice little like lemon curd undertone to this whiskey. It's like a salty lemon curd being eaten in a hospital is what I'm getting.
It's like you take that sterile environment where you're pulling some seaweed samples from. There's a fire burning and there's roasted and you're on the boardwalk and there's some roasted peanuts happening at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't even touch on like the peat aspect of this whiskey. There is like a nice like campfirey, like it's like charcoaly, like the embers. There's like an embery, burnt note to this that is whiskey is freaking fantastic.
Andrew Hamaker says at the preview yesterday, this bottle was the first time I'd ever tasted Distillery 42. It was amazing.
Nice. Oh, that's right. It was. Hi, Andrew. I'm just talking about you this morning.
Jonathan Galloway, how does this compare to the seasonal release 4268? If you remember, was that the spring or fall of last year? What was the name of it?
Hold on. An Atlantic Morning Dip.
Oh yeah. Oh, oily and coastal.
Right. Look at me. It is one number. Different. I thought these were different whiskeys. This was not peated. So I loved this whiskey. This one's a little more obviously peated, but
that might be the one that I was thinking of. So I knew we had one from 42 that wasn't peated. Yeah. I bet you that's the one I was thinking of.
Yes, now that I put it all together.
Yeah.
One number for two different styles of whiskey on this one. But yeah, this one definitely more oily and coastal. I don't think that this it's definitely coastal. There's like I said, nice minerality to this whiskey, but definite coastal vibes in this whiskey. But I wouldn't put this in oily and coastal, like even as a peated whiskey. This is like very medicinal to me.
Drop of water on mine. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, and Warren, this was summer of last year.
Mm-hmm.
We have a seasonal selection coming up, I think, soon-ish.
Do we?
I think so.
I remember last year we had a 42 as well. It was named The Right Stuff, and that one was phenomenal as well. Yeah.
I gotta dig these out. I gotta revisit this distillery.
No, that was a very good bottle. I sold that over the phone to quite a few people. I was like, that The Right Stuff. That's it.
I let this one slip under the radar, I think. I mean, I did really love this one I really loved from last year, but I think after this, like I didn't really dive into them much. I need to pull those out and definitely revisit those. Ooh, I don't know. It's good.
Lemon, a little bit of a lemon zest in there, citrusy lemon zest, powdered sugars with all of those sterile peat, notes that we've referenced, and the roasted nuts. Yeah, gorgeous. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is a lot. I just wish that I had a society glass to. I'm low. I have 4 left, but so I'm having to use my trusty Copita on this last one. But I will say that this month, for the month of June, for the next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow, if you order 3 bottles, you are going to get 2 society glasses in your order, which is very cool. We have a lot of people ask us about glassware, how you can get them. As Ben mentioned in, I think, a stream before, we cannot technically sell them to you. So we will include them in your order if you order at least 3 bottles from starting tomorrow through the 20th of June. And we don't do these too often. So make sure that you take advantage of that. I did. I made sure that I added some in my order because I literally only have 4 left. I've broken so many of these things. So yeah, that's going to be starting tomorrow. So starting tomorrow through, or if you ordered and you were already an in-person tasting, that does count as well. But starting tomorrow through June 20th, if you order at least 3 bottles, you will get 2 society glasses in your order.
Now, and that was the surprise.
That was a surprise.
Yep. I knew that. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So, we do. We get a lot of questions about glassware and where you can find them.
Yeah.
And
there's no special code to use or anything. You just order 3 bottles. They're throwing it. Now, if you order 1 bottle and you put it on hold during this time frame, a lot of people will order a bottle, put it on hold, then they place another order. As long as you order 3 bottles within the time frame, it counts.
You're good.
So let's talk about virtual drams then.
Talk about virtual drams. I feel like there are 3 contenders.
3?
I mean, I really think this last whiskey is really fantastic.
It is
probably like the most, I don't want to say composed, but this whiskey just hits different than everything else for me. But that deep virgin dried fruits, I don't know. It's out there.
Yeah, that one and the 59, the tea, and that one about said it.
Cup of tea. You want a cup of tea?
Cup of tea.
Okay. So should we flip a coin or?
Are we a 3-sided coin or between which 2?
Two-sided coin.
Could we ask the chat to decide?
Yeah, please let us know what would be
virtual drams. If you were going to participate and have that bottle and enjoy it with us, would you rather us do the 59 or the 95? And you don't have to. You're not going to be held down to have to.
No, the 41 or the 59.
The 42?
No.
No, the 41. Right.
41.
41 or the 59. Yeah, not the 95.
Yes, 59 or 41.
59 or 41. Sorry about that.
Tantalization or a voluptuous vortex.
Yes, those two.
Those are the two.
59, 59, 41, 41. That's 2-2.
Crap.
If there's a tiebreaker, then we'll have to flip a coin.
We'll have to flip a coin.
Eric Evanson, why limit yourself? Because we have to. The bosses say so.
Yeah.
59 for John Mack. 59. We're up 4-2. That one was that one was very surprising. Very good.
Yeah. Really, I'm really impressed with. Sometimes you think it's going to be hard, right? Like but we're so really, truly lucky and blessed to be able to keep tasting through all of these fantastic whiskeys and have the ability to continuously be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, these are all just really, really, really good.
Ooh. About 42.
Oh gosh, someone threw a 42 in there.
I'm just saying the last one here at this. Ooh, it's good. We're up 5-3 though, 59 to 41.
So what are we looking at?
Ryam Legend was at a tasting. He says the 59 had the worst first impression to me, but then going back at the end of the tasting, I came around to it.
Oh, all right.
It was. I mean, the thing is though, that first sip. I mean, I think it's that red wine barrique. It was very different, intriguing, interesting.
Yeah.
Eric Evanson, not like the boss is there. Oh, the boss is here.
The boss is everywhere. Well, I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 59, 3 for 41. I think we'll call it.
All right.
6 for 59. So the
virtual drams bottle will be
cup of tea.
Cup of tea. All right. Yeah. Sweet. I'm glad we didn't forget to do it.
Well, that's one of those distilleries, though, too, mostly used in blends. You don't get a chance to try a lot of, whiskey from that distillery. There is, I've seen an OB official bottling. I want to say it's like a 17-year. They did kind of a different.
Flora and Fauna?
No, I don't think it was a Flora and Fauna edition.
Oh.
I think it was strictly, that distillery 17-year. If anybody's watching, if you know.
Yeah.
Eric Evanson, I thought you were your own boss, Scott. Oh, I am in certain aspects. It's like Jenna is a boss too in certain aspects, but not all things.
In some ways. And I think they used this whiskey is used in the Johnny Walker High Rye as well.
Which one?
The 50. Yeah.
The 59 is?
Yeah. I think I have a bottle here. It says it on the side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
All right. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these will all go live on the website tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. You are always more than welcome to give us a call on the phone. You will get myself or Scott, and we are always more than happy to talk to you. Or you can place your orders online. Completely up to you. Just know the phones do sometimes get a little jammed on Outturn Day. So make sure to be logged into your account and you can place any orders. And again, if you order a minimum of 3 bottles over the next 2 weeks, you will have an opportunity to, or you will just get it. You'll just get them. They'll just show up with your package. 2 society glasses. And yeah, I think that's the tea, Scott.
I did not. I just remembered the spreadsheet. I did not ask for that. So we don't have it. We just have these 6 whiskeys. How many are?
We are missing that. Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm pulling up right now to see for June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 bottles coming out tomorrow. So we just gave you 6 of them.
Yeah. Well, what are they? Let's see.
Let's see what the others are.
Others are. I can actually tell you right now. I have it pulled up.
I've got it. Unless you want to do it.
I have it.
Go for it.
All right. So there will be the bottle of the month will be an 11-year 4.307 called A Siren in the Har. That is going to be in a first fill barrel. And then we are going to have, there is a spicy and sweet 46.131. That is a 9-year in a first fill barrel called Speyside Sipping. And then there's another one, another peated whiskey, Highland peated whiskey, Cask 66.228 called Damp Blue Peat Smoke. That is a 9-year that went into it was matured in in a bourbon barrel for 7 years. And then it went into a refill ex Trinidad rum barrel. Really, really want to taste that whiskey. And then there is a grain whiskey, Cask G8.22 at 32 years old in a first fill Spanish oak Oloroso hogshead. And that is called Age and Refinement.
Yeah. So that one looks interesting to me. I might have to check into getting one of those on my own.
Yeah.
A 32-year-old for $275.
I know.
First fill Oloroso.
Yeah, so it was 29 years in ex-bourbon, and then it went into a first fill ex-Oloroso hogshead. So I can only imagine that one's quite lovely.
Yeah.
I like grain whiskeys a lot. I've really enjoyed, I think, every grain whiskey I've actually had. Really.
I like them with little age. I'll throw that precursor in there. I mean, I've had some younger ones good too, but if you get into the 20 to 30 year range with a grain whiskey, they can become just really amazing.
I think it's really nice to kind of have that opportunity to taste a whiskey that old, without having to, sell an internal organ.
Right.
So that's everything that's going to be coming out tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. Again, if you have any questions or, anything pops up, do feel free to reach out to myself or Scott. You can reach us at our first names. So Jenna at SMWSA or Scott at smwsa.com. And we're always happy to talk to you and help out as best we can. So.
And also, again, go look at the Father's Day bottles on the website, Cask 10.232 down at the harbor. This is a heavily peated Distillery 10, just a gorgeous whiskey. And 44.160, Me Gusta Mucho, 19-year-old from Distillery 44, deep, rich, and dried fruits. Both whiskeys, fabulous. Like I said earlier, it's an extension. Our festival releases are just, we pull out some of the best casks we've got. Those casks and several of tonight's really extending from those festival releases, just great bottles, great casks. Ones that'll be talked about for a while, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to have an opportunity to taste those. Mm-hmm. Since just the Society Ditties got to taste those.
You got some samples on the way.
Yeah, I'll send you some more Pulparindo and exchange.
Well, all right, as we say on the back of the bottles, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thanks to everybody that tuned in.
Yeah, that was a